You probably clicked onto this video to find out how to do this. There are no editing tricks here, one shot killed the room, and any frame can do it. But how? I'm the Kengineer, let's solve a practical problem. You don't need any particular frame for this, and no ability infusion from Helminth either. Weapon wise many can work, but what you're looking for is a very strong and reliable slash proc. Heat, toxin, gas and electric procs can also work, but slash is just the very best. The key then to this mini nuke is the mecha set. All of it. Most of the mods are worthless to us outside of the set effect, so let's go over what we're looking at and why. Mecha Pulse gives an armor boost on killing an enemy. That's honestly pretty lame. There's no need to level up this one, but you can if you want to on tankier frames. Mecha Recharge gives a shield regen boost to your companion. Not shield capacity, shield regen, that passive recharge when they've stopped taking damage. You definitely don't need to rank that one up. And Mecha Overdrive gives your companion status link. But we don't care about our companion's damage output or status application, so you can again leave this at bottom rank. This means the only mod in the set we're ranking up to max is Mecha Empowered. This is a direct multiplier to damage, rather than an additive one like Rifle Amp is when combined with Serration. As a result, you deal actually 2.5 times the damage to a marked target. When a status proc is applied, any damage that status proc deals is then enhanced again by this aura. This allows your slash to scale even higher. And once your marked target dies, the set effect kicks in. All enemies within 30 meters take on every single status proc that was on your marked target with completely new duration. That means if you have applied a hefty amount of slash to your mark, enhanced by the aura, everything else nearby is now suffering that fatal amount of slash. In essence, you have yourself a mini nuke. So how do you get the most out of this? For Warframe choices, Ashe, Sarin and Lavos can all make their slash procs last longer. Ashe's last 50% longer and deal significantly more damage. Sarin's last 25% longer, as well as all other status procs she deals. Lavos' status procs last based on your build's duration, so you have the potential to go crazy with that. All of these are passives, which means you don't need to do anything special to get the bonus, aside from modding duration on Lavos of course. But we don't just use our passives for more power here. Applying Viral to your marked target will also send this Viral over to nearby enemies on death. Viral stacks with slash to make it stronger, so now you're dealing even more damage. You can do this with toxin, electric, heat and gas too, so mix and match to suit your enemies. Slash is the universal legend because it doesn't get reduced by armor, and anything without armor is already vulnerable enough to die to slash just fine. When it comes to applying this Viral then, you can apply it using Sarin's 4th ability, Lavos' infusion into any ability, or simply having a Viral support weapon. Just ensure you have your damaging proc like slash happen on the enemy too, as if you kill them with pure damage whilst trying to apply the Viral, you've just wasted your nuke. Now as for sources of the slash damage, it really is a matter of preference. Some weapons, like the Dread, come with enough slash and status built in that if you mod for damage, crits and status, without any fanciness going on, you'll land a devastating slash proc often enough. Normally we'd all criticise this weapon for having no way of damaging more than one enemy at a time, but that's not an issue when we can nuke the room with it. Alternatively, you can mod primary weapons with hunter munitions and get slash on crits without the need for status. Or you can grab a melee with a 4 slash proc somewhere in its moveset. Might I suggest Glaive Prime? Now I'm not going to pretend that this setup is the answer to life, the universe and everything. It's not. You are limited in 5 ways. Issue number 1. You must deal a strong status proc. You may have the most kick-ass weapon in the world, but if your status procs are weak, you're sending sweet naffle over to the rest of the room. Still useful for spreading status for condition overload, but then we already have about 50 options for that. Issue number 2. You need to find the marked target. This is harder than it sounds. Despite us having invested a whopping 4 mod slots, the marking of enemies is very inconspicuous. There is no minimap indicator, the enemy is not glowing, there is no sound effect. The only actual representation that this is available is a tiny blue marker above their head. You cannot change the colour or size of this marker normally, and if the enemy is out of sight, then tough luck. Issue number 3. The marked target is somewhat random. This means they could be anywhere nearby. They also could be anyone nearby. If the marked target is a Nox, you may have some issues actually killing it in the allotted time depending on the level you're fighting. If the marked target is a Butcher, you may have difficulty applying the status effects to it before it just kills over and dies. Yes, it's actually possible to kill so fast you lose the ability to nuke. Issue number 4. The mark is periodic and intermittent. This is a fancy way of saying that it's not always available to you. This is why we need all 4 mecha mods to make this work. Waiting around for a mark to appear on a random enemy in a large area, where we have precious little time to work on that mark, is already a bit of an issue. Increasing the wait time and reducing both the window of opportunity and area of effect is simply not acceptable. Even with all 4 mods equipped, you will find a lot of the time you are not attacking a marked target. Either you're looking for the mark, or you've just given up and are doing the mission the old-fashioned way. Issue number 5. Last, and by no means least, there is a very sizable issue. This one is an utterly unforgivable deal breaker for many of you, I'm sure. This last and practically insurmountable issue is that you need to have a dog. I already know from a recent poll I did on this channel, definitely take part in those by the way, most of y'all prefer the look of our beloved kitty cats. I agree with you, Kavats are the superior beast companion. But I hope that you can look past the face not even a mother would love, and bring yourself to embrace the power of the mecha set, even if only once. Now all these issues aside, there is one big positive though, and that is this works in groups, if you plan around it. With one person bringing the mecha set, anyone in the group can proc it, as they will all see the mark. Add on to that, everyone can bring the full mecha set with their own companions, and now you'll have up to 4 marks at once scattered around the room, and that makes it a lot faster to find a suitable nuke candidate. This is a build which is equal parts useless and overpowered. You can clear a whole room, but also find yourself rapidly exhausted with the whole thing. Whether it's having to find a nearly invisible mark, building for guaranteed slash lest you waste the nuke, or simply having to have a Canis Hideous at your side, I do not blame anyone for finding this strategy unpalatable. But to those of you who do find joys in these things, I hope you have a very, very good time annihilating the world via your dog. If you do find you enjoy the set, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel too. And as always, get mecha, proc slash, and fight well, Tenno.